Hey everybody, today on Cooking with Tovia, I am so super excited to share with you. I'm going to show you guys how to make this super easy maple pecan pie. It's perfect for your desserts for the holidays. Of course, you'll find all the ingredients in the description box under this video. Please subscribe to my channel for new videos on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And when you do subscribe, please make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified of my upload. So I have my pie tin here, and I'm working with pre-rolled pie crust, and I'm going to just easily unroll our pie crust here, and then after unroll it, just lay it into your pie tin, allow it to fall in naturally. And I just sort of press the sides down to make sure it's into the tin properly. I don't press it from the bottom of the pan because I don't want to stretch the dough. So I'm going to just begin by crimping our edges. So I just take the outer edge of the crust and just sort of fold it under. This sort of creates like a thick layer behind it. And also this helps the crimping impression stay when you do this. So fold it, make the top edge. Just fold it behind. Okay, so after we have all the edges folded in, I'm just going to take my thumb and my pointer finger and then take the finger from the opposing hand and just make indentation marks. And then you just simply just take your thumb and place it in the next space beside it. Let's just make sure the top edge of the pie, is hanging on the lip here. So after we crimp our crust, I have some parchment paper. I'm crumpling up the parchment paper, and that's to make sure that when we pour our beans into blind bake our crust, that the beans get into all the crevices. So I'm going to just sort of place that parchment paper gently into the middle of the pan. Yes, there gently. And then I'm going to pour over some, these are just some beans that I have, dry beans. We're just going to use them to blind bake. So we do know I have enough beans here, so just going to lift that up for a second. Place that aside. I have here a fork. I'm going to lightly prick the bottom. I don't want to prick so hard that I'm going to poke holes through the crust, but just to make little marks. And what this does is it keeps the crust from puffing up when we go to blind bake it. It allows all that air to escape from underneath. So now I'm going to place our bean filled parchment back into the pan. I'm going to just spread the beans over to make sure it's anchoring the parchment paper in place and that the beans are there. So I'm going to place this into my half sheet pan here, quarter sheet pan that I have here. This is going to go into the preheated 350 degree oven for 10 minutes. So I have my pecans here, and I'm going to put this into my Geek Chef food processor attachment. And I have it fitted with a blade, and then we're going to put on the lid, and we're going to post this. I don't want to have like crumbles, but I just want to have nice sized chunks. So we're going to switch this into the post setting. So here we have nice sized sort of pieces and chunks. So I'm going to begin in my Geek Chef stand mixer. I'm going to add this is my brown sugar. To my brown sugar, I'm going to add the melted butter. And it's melted butter that has been cooled to room temperature. And it needs to be room temperature or you're going to scramble your eggs. So I'm going to mix this on medium speed for just a minute. I just want to make sure all that brown sugar is thoroughly mixed with the butter because you don't want to bite into pieces of brown sugar. Okay, so after adding the butter to the brown sugar, I'm going to add the eggs one at a time. The eggs are at room temperature and I'm using farm fresh eggs. So after adding the eggs, you're going to beat them for about 30 seconds after each addition. After beating in the eggs, we're going to add the vanilla, the corn syrup, and the corn syrup, I sprayed my measuring cup with cooking spray because it just makes it easier for all of that corn syrup to slide out. The maple syrup, I have a cinnamon, and then I have here some dried orange peel. You can find that in your market. Mine's came in a jar like this. This is the orange peel. It's organic and it's great. So if you don't want to use orange peel, you can just certainly leave it out. Or you can use fresh orange zest. So just give that a quick mix. And I'm going to add to this my flour. And I'm just using all-purpose flour. I'm just going to add a little bit at a time of that flour. I'm going to give everything a scrape with my spatula here to make sure that nothing is stuck to the bottom. No grains of sugar or nothing like that. We want to give it just one quick whip together. Okay, and then I'm going to add my pecans that we crushed in our food processor here. And if you want to toast the pecans beforehand in butter, you can. You could brown the butter, toast them in brown butter. It will really give it rich depth of flavor that way. But I wanted to keep this recipe quick and easy. Just give that a mix just until everything is just together. And once our pie crust comes out of the oven, we're going to pour it into our prepared pie crust. So I'm going to just take my beans from the pan. This is out of our pre-baked pie crust. You can save these beans to use it to bake with over and over. That's, you know, so that way you don't have to buy no baking weights. And I just take the parchment paper and put it in my bowl here with the beans, the leftover beans. So you can use that parchment in the dry beans. Okay, so as you see, our crust is beautifully blind baked. And I'm going to just take my pecan mixture and just pour it in the middle. We're going to add some more pecans on top. I'm just going to lay the pecans on. I might just do around the outer edge. And then after we arrange the pecans on top, this is going to bake in a preheated 350-degree oven for 45 minutes to an hour. It's going to bake until it's set, but the center will be a little bit wobbly still. So here's our pecan pie. It took about 55 minutes for it to bake, and I baked it until it was just a little bit wobbly in the middle, and I took it out and I let it cool completely. So we're gonna go ahead and slice into it. Please add this video to your playlist, and please share this video if you enjoyed today's recipe. And also please leave a comment below, and if you have a request, please let me know what you'd like to see next. So unfortunately, I will not be tasting this because I am allergic to tree nuts. So, hopefully, okay, I need to recut. So I have some fresh whipped cream that I'm just gonna dollop on top here. And I have a recipe for that. Just check the description box for homemade stabilized whipped cream. Here's the pie. And if you want it to be lighter in color, just use light brown sugar instead of using dark brown sugar. And it'll be lighter in color. And also, if you want the crust to be a little bit darker, you can brush it with egg wash. But I didn't because I feel like the crust is brown enough. Okay, so please add this video to your playlist. Give me a thumbs up. And also, please remember to live and be well. Let's do what we can to come together and love each other. Thank you so much for watching.